Okay, so where we left off, I was going to show this creature starting to emerge. This was my last frame in the stage. Like this. And now, let's see, the sky is already changing. Good. So now I only have to worry about this creature emerging from the egg. So if I make my egg layer now 100%, and then I delete, you can see kind of the arm emerging a little bit. This is the big explosion. But I also want, I don't want this shard here. So what I'm going to do is use this, and I'm going to use the move tool and break this off and transform it, because most of these little fragments are just going to be pushed out right away, but this one will remain. And then what else can I break away on this egg? Probably a lot of this edge, right? So maybe here. Oh, need my lasso. Break that out. Move that away. It's going to explode out. Twist and arc like that. And then what about this fragment? I'm going to move that out. It's all understanding I can do this because I've got all these different components. I've got the egg cracked and already saved on another layer, so I don't need to be too concerned. And then I think I'm going to just try to have, yeah, his tail burst out too, even though I was thinking I might not even contain his tail. No, yeah, I'll keep his tail out of it for now. So this is going to hold back his tail. We have to kind of wonder how his tail got stuck in there. So I'm going to go to my creature. I'm going to duplicate him because I'm taking away a part. So you have to think ahead a little bit. You don't want to take away something that you then need again in the next frame. I'm just going to show some fur there. Then I'm going to cut off the tail. Yeah, this is nicely comedic. All right, so is this my next frame? Boom. Oh, I know what I need. I need the top of the egg, which is here. What do I do with that? I'm going to move that up and out. And then I have to explode this, almost like a halo around his head because he's breaking out of it. It's amazing how close that is to the shape of his beak. So same skills, all in the same layer, but I just have to cut it with my lasso and move it on out. Breaking away, maybe tilting a little bit. So the lasso tool and the move tool. Just select and move it around. This is where animating is actually a lot of fun. Because it's completely up to you how to make these distinctions. Like how big an impact you want these things to have. All right, like that. So now what is our next frame? From this to that in an instant, right? Okay, so let's capture that. topmost visible layer, hold down Option, Layer, Merge Visible, Command A, Command C, Command V. So definitely have my transformation. Now I have to start thinking, how do I set it to reset? And so my next frame, these fragments are going to keep going. And this is a way I can do that. I have to deselect and clear that frame. I find those egg fragments, which are here. Nope, not there. They're part of the top of the egg, which is where? There. I'm going to duplicate them. And now I'm going to actually grow that up and out, like they're coming out at the viewer, like a 3D movie at the edge. And I'm going to move them around a little bit. So I'm going to take these ones and move them differently out towards the edge. And take these ones and move them differently out towards the other edge. And maybe rotate this one around. This is just, really kind of thinking through all this stuff. And I have to change my creature a little bit. So this time his tail's going to be out. The egg needs to keep moving. But I got to duplicate that. So where is the egg itself? Is it here? No. That's the shadow behind the egg. It's there. So I'm going to duplicate that to make sure I clear any selections. And I'm going to increase the drop shadow, because now I have a lot more creature. And I probably should have done that on the last one, but it should be subtle enough, it's okay, and going by fast enough, it's okay. And now I'm going to tilt that egg a little bit more, but I should probably do it with the creature. So let me select both of those layers and then do Command T. And now I'm going to tilt it, move it back a little bit. And now on the creature layer, I'm going to puppet warp, pin the feet, and close the mouth a little bit. Such a goofy looking character. So from this to this. Now I don't love what that did to the beak, so what I'm going to do is take the beak from the layer before, because the beak shouldn't curve like that, it should be pretty stable. But I like what it did to the lower mouth. I'm going to duplicate that as a new asset, put that on top of this one, place it in. Doesn't need to be perfect, it's still just GIF animating. There we go. And then erase it behind and then merge those two. So if I merge these now I get a better version of the creature changing position and mouth position as well. I'm also just going to make it all bigger. So I'm going to take the egg and the creature, select them both, and just transform them a little bit bigger. It's going to show kind of leaning towards the viewer a little bit. Now, I need to free the arm completely. So I have to take the egg layer, and now I'm going to break that all open. Like this, like this, and move this up and out. And then, what about this piece? Move that out as well. And I'm going to maybe add the shadow. There we go, to the creature. And just take it down a little bit. And there should be more shadow on the egg too. I mean, this is why special effects, this kind of thing, takes a long time. Because you think through all the lighting for each frame. I'm just going to take the highlights and burn them a little bit. There we go. As this egg becomes less important. And I'm always checking frame by frame from this to this. I can't have any fragments stay in the same place. So I'm going to break all of this away as well from the egg. It's going to take its shadow with it. And then this part of the egg is just going to start to drop. Drop away. And kind of fade out. So I'm going to take its opacity down too. Erase it away a little bit. Yeah, that's going to look too strong. So why don't I do this? Command X, paste it onto a new layer. Put that layer behind my creature instead of in front of it. So the creature is kind of stepping out from it. And I can rotate it like that. Okay. So does the sky change? Not in a way I've noticed, so I need to do those. Duplicate, Command T. Boom. And then color of the sky. Stronger. Strongest point. Okay. This is my next frame. I've set it up. That's step 0. Now, topmost visible layer, step 1. Option, while holding down layer and going to merge visible, that's step 2. Command A, Command C, click on stage, Command V. So he's kind of jumping up and flexing out. Okay. Command D, deselect. Now, what's next? How do I set this to reset? How do I clear it without having to do a lot more work, like a walk cycle showing this creature move? So I'm going to clear the egg completely now.